babies being born by children. Opening as a sort of nephew nor him afraid, only what if you say as a sort of juma no di sikaka crab a fee. Maybe ya captain assistant never catch him so who or be a bill or be our dress nice or need dear goes, hey, oh, doctor, one man coche. Who said, Doctor one crowd cotonel soon, or man of 5 cities, or be on the same track when cotor docno extra car. Docno inti near cano yes, when the best see her. Now my hand over to Captain say, yes, 184 abortions a day. There is a problem. 302 babies being born a day by children. There is a problem. You fail as a society. Inti mama yenin ko yen may yen mufrey a wori we yen wanga wanga didem kakra wanga wadwene or how nti wa kwa adwene hopelessness no it's on a all-time high. Inti munya digitization no na yenhwe baumia tie na sema meken the lion alaji tie ya sema meken nejai wosa deceptive intelligence na wode that the nipan because that's what you are, you delusional and actorna within would they actually ebekwa ho asem na hia yen say no say step away from that the delusional intelligence. Now, what they are my Kugurudu. Captain, maybe Kugurudites. GH
Kofi Gabra. That's behind the lights, Sanu. My man called innocent.
Yeah, Captain. My man what tier 4. Nah. As I said, and so yet me a has a, and I think they're programming a lot every day. Be any perform from Mombetier over the weekend. Professor called me and I catch them so tier program away, and I don't cry the Okaya or when you time no cry my own pong. And you see when you do a program and you have such audience, I think it's an inspiration. As a yeah. But now obi any repository of knowledge and I say
exactly
obi a channel just try to build that discourse a bit me boy am a teacher of mine. But Captain, so here Ghana babia ye always see I think say obi a bad me to say your problem we are trying to find our way out. Ordinary, you know what you expect persons in power at least on that try to engineer the way you bit me coming out of the situation. And the normal me catch up is how politics globally any stage I way near politics I evolve and I say assume some level of sophistication. Those days na politics of bastardization the amount for them na those politics and now the global stage it doesn't work. Leadership and I say politics not arise to a level where you see people assume leadership, they assume responsibility, and then they solve problems. So when leadership at certain point in time, like politics of recrimination, like blame and we always near the we are not responsible trying to find a way. Yes, I listened to a lot of your first conversation also, and to start with the address by the vice president. Initially, me catch us I didn't expect anything because it's not as if said the vice president is coming from Japan or Cambodia, only Ghana. Our problems now cause on your way. From day one, he has been here all over. So I was wondering why the media were so much sensational about vice president coming to speak, and it was all over the place, But for media, I think you can understand. But the reality is that there are challenges that Ghanaians want the solution from people in leadership space or the stage, and it becomes like we are not responsible for anything that has happened. It is either COVID-19, it is either your friend say Ukraine-Russia war, it is either a government that has left power about 5 years ago. Then the question is, you as a government, they are not responsible for anything. Exonerating themselves from all the blames and stuff. And I think that is a classic sign of leadership weakness. Because as a leader, the main point is that you accept responsibility. Say, I am responsible for everything. So once I have to you accept responsibility. Because accepting responsibility is the only point in time you develop intrinsic motivation to find solution to the problem.
Exactly.
That is why I'm alcoholic and I'm go into those grouping meetings and I'm catch you say just accept say when are you responsible for your life. You are the master of your life. You are the CEO of your life. Until you accept this responsibility, you can't address it. So that is the basis. So as a leader, for you to lead the people and drive them out of the shackles, first you admit it doesn't matter. So been a year, so you've been a year, you admit that is the reason why you voted for me. The confidence the people repose in me is because they have certain trust in me that I can take them out of this hellhole. But if you go and consistently you are bastardizing, just recriminating and whole lot of stuff, it means you are not ready to lead the people. And that is the point we are now. How can anybody sit anywhere and rationalize this whole reckless incompetence that has unfolded in the last 5 years there? COVID-19 and when indeed COVID-19 by we have sat here and the amount of revenues are bagging in as at now. Ukraine-Russia war started somewhere 20th of February and the Poland border your friend is Ukraine. Or no countries are more engaging in direct trade. They've not been able to quantify your friend the impact of this particular war on their economies to the extent that all the refugees move through Ukraine. All of them are going to Warsaw, Poland, but they are not complaining. Omokrano ain't mean blame the wars on the economy on COVID-19 in Ukraine war. But yet a distance far. Look at the proximity. We sit here and we clearly want to rationalize everything that has happened, put it in on COVID-19, put it on this. At the end of the day, people are not accepting responsibility, and that is the most interesting thing. And the funny aspect of this whole thing is that when they take the stage, me who are there be a Jubilee House post here say Ghana economy is better and I won't go US. US, your friend is saying your debt to GDP is over 100%. And you see, these are penny for most there, you expect them to know better. For Christ's sake, the US economy is the largest economy in the world. The US economy based, the near involved in the US economy, there is no way we can compare to your friend saying Ghana's economy because debt most of them are securities issued by the Treasury Department. They are not railed up to because is the reason why they are able to create the Look at the US. Even US now the state California alone. In terms of GDP, do you know it's the 5th largest economy in the world? The 5th largest economy in the world, California, is a 3 trillion economy. A switch in Ghana. Even Europe, the only country as of 2020, now the GDP as switching California as a state, Germany, the whole of Europe. Already in terms of economy, is the 5th largest. Agriculture land there, I think it's about 99 million acres of land. Yeah, they move 25 million agriculture. Then tech for my Silicon Valley other way also create another all the big your friends technological hubs that we are seeing that is where they are situated. Then you go to Hollywood movies or more as of 2015 contribution to your friends state GDP there is over 47 billion your friends saying dollars. And then you come to the university, two big universities, a University of California and the University of California Los Angeles too, Fibia, these two universities and the service sector, they are contributing 120 billion annually to state GDP. Then other sectors as well. So you cannot sit anywhere and rationalize or compare America to where job and for are all over the place. You can't do that. For it's a that comparison of COVID-19 by America as a country and the unemployment benefit to improve for them. What did we do here? We were taxing the impoverished and the poor people, asking them to donate. We were taxing them. You finance you see you talk sanitizers I'm a school for you cover over 600 million Ghana cedis. You see I don't talk Veronica Bucket the man secondary schools you first say okay sikana the man come and account to the people. They said they will not account. What kind of irresponsible leadership is this? And out of all this, he doesn't feel ashamed. He take the stage and always trying to rationalize this whole incompetence that has unfolded. You expect people to be reasonable. You expect leaders to be responsible and accept it. Yes, maybe I admit say chrono akoso okroma no. proactive and they're taking measures and see, because we are talking about a country that has lost a whooping 34 billion Ghana cedis to corruption in the last 5 years. And you think you are not solely responsible for anything, you can always put the blame on others. Is that why we are here? And they also seek to create certain impressions. Say COVID-19 we are sitting in Ghana and Kwana COVID-19 by Ghana and Kwana suffered the devastating impact of COVID-19, and other countries no more. So the president will take the stage and blame COVID-19. The president will take the stage and blame Ukraine war. May I say Ukraine war, per their estimation, affecting Ghana economy more than even Ukraine. Yeah, because Ukraine, in the midst of all that is happening, no, or they are not all over the place just justify anything. Ukraine will impact in Ghana, the same impact in South Africa. Even countries no more direct trade with Russia, Ukraine, no, Africa, so when Egypt, when South Africa, and even Nigeria, your share of trade with them is one of the least we have become ourselves. So where lies all these things? It shows there, these people are not ready to develop that sense of motivation, that intrinsic motivation. We are solely and largely responsible because corruption, reckless management of the resources of the country. But at this point, we admit we are Ghana for it is the collective effort and the collective mind of the people. And as a leader at this point, you enlist, you reach out to people across the political divide. It doesn't matter. So be what can we do to save ourselves from the situation? Because no single individual is a repository of knowledge. Nobody is a warehouse of intelligence. That person what it takes to take us. So it is the collective engagement to bring on fold so you admit and then you work with the people and just take up measures a bit. There is light at the end of the tunnel. So in the midst of all that is going on, there is no way out. There is no solution. Your proposal for our way out apart from say except ourselves, then we get away with it. What kind of politics is this? Politics elsewhere, leaders accept responsibility, they deal with the situation, and they solve problems. We are creating problems, we are blaming everybody, and what we need to do, measures and as for an economic, your friends say, veil of desperation hover around this particular country. No investor even want to bring their money into the country, and no, we are not interested. And because another revenue there is absolutely nothing. Are we really looking at the future? I told you, oil revenues in about 20 years' time, oil revenue is so bad because countries are investing massively in the affairs saying this fossil energy. Most of them are pulling out. The last time I told you about Total Energy pulling out of Nigeria, I can't hear a call Ghana Nelson Mobile a call because they are reducing their investment in fossil energy. So what lies in the future for us as a country? How are we positioning ourselves competitive at the global stage going forward? Now you're moving away from this usual trivial politics. And unfortunately, we have a section of the media that is also giving oxygen of publicity to some of these trivial politics. They are not asking the critical questions. They are not asking critical questions. They end up pinning the welfare of the people. What can we do? How are we positioning this country very vibrant in the world stage? Because among even our contemporaries here in Africa, look at what Ghana and that countries are otherwise and affairs move ahead. For a minister say in the last 5 years, employment statistics say human said creating the minister any numbers or the amount until minister need numbers and the numbers amount, and that is the situation yet. So I think we need to do a lot to improve on this politics. It's like a lot of people and you're interested about the real issues underpinning we in the politics. Because I a theater of a stage like a comic theater, and then we have comic enthusiasts. I'm more taking the stage and I'm more play to us. And I swear to one and I'm serious in the people wearing expensive coat are taking the stage and I'm more comedy and I tell on a show more. But comedy no more in a time now air passing in I am no your future your dachi. The economic fortunes of this particular country and elapse because elsewhere countries are making advances. Countries are coming out with plans a bit more position or more. Look at the countries that are quite recently near no more than look at countries like Singapore and so forth. But it's just a crack or more musca those times. But here we are because of this trivial politics. We always try to rationalize anything. It doesn't matter because your party now. I think we need to elevate this politics beyond the frontiers of this extreme partisan politics. Now, see, they will be able to judge people until say about judge power wielders dispassionately, I'm telling you, said they would never have any motivation to do anything because after all, nipa not who say nipa we nim nyansanti after manya hwe kra e dey besi. So nipa ne ba power, he become arrogant and do whatever that they want. And ba ne say na yeti o my mom mpanyini tu kwan on na mama mo so akonwa nam. Also akonwa na medi na chi. That is the appreciation of power. That is the concept of power. To me unyanya say we need a level and your pebim. Now we on nama or swap with Yanam no when you're that jack of James or your mind problem. They are full of themselves. That is the problem.
What's it?
Nipa or Mampenino Nam so na Kunyanam or Kunyana or Yank of Jane Avion my home. That is the problem. Quite recently in Poland, Abra, your friend is a way Joe Biden call your friend is a Warsaw Poland. No, or the soldier for Nukushia. At the second battalion infantry, no Mukoshia or Akunyana Okwa Yas or Motantanson. A Biara na Otiso. He is the leader of the free world, the most powerful person on the planet. Or no, what a Yasa Kunya soldier for to pictures, ADB, Ebom, ADPs, and so forth. Here, that elevated sense of way about leadership. Now, you will not come down to the level of the people to see their problems. And the Otisoro and a Nipan who has a problem, no was so he doesn't see. You don't because you will not even see the people at this way, no. But as a leader, for you to solve a problem, you need to identify yourself with the people. Situation among for them, then housing deficit, pure water, and for unemployment rate and so forth, and no and about wow. So at the policy table, you read policy a bit, solve the problem. We have a president who is setting up. Or two kwanya behind jet and boy, then at the time Ghanaians are suffering, at the time Ghanaians are complaining as a sign of respect, at least say, reasonable justification for going around the world with this expensive jet, at least if nothing at all, your people are complaining. As a leader, you need to listen to them and have respect for them. So, okay, I do not make no crown, okay, but I'm saying, man, for a kind of mubomi, you know, them a guy, this is the way. But that is what I'm telling you, the water has found its level. That is the arrogance of power. That is how power can drive people to do all these things. So, Captain, I think that we need to do a lot to save the situation. But however, politics, they take the stage. They are not accepting responsibilities. Ye blame among for ye equalization. Or better than what Ghana economy, not compared to US. What for Ghana economy, not compared to UK. Say, yeah, we were delusional. And I said, like, you are living in a different world. How can you do that? But they feel comfortable. And these are people we brand as intellectuals. Over the week, you may see all the TV station, radio station, people are there discussing about Umia Kasa. You see, we are not serious people. We are just jokers. We are just comic enthusiasts. And I enjoy the comedy that is going on at the political stage.
But I see about what say about me speech the year. But me catch and say me in try love you. You see, Crawford tie ye. Oh, ye na cost rather than Crawford tie. On the statistics of a car ye dear. Any interest at Dasono. A shall say annual turnover of e-levy. Our projected 10 billion Ghana cedis. Say we do 5.1 billion. A bedroom may not be ruling that cost 4.6 billion. No, but me and my say negligible.
Yeah, compared to the debt outstanding.
But me and my say Sasi can you trio yentu. But one to mo asanamon kind by me statement. No, indirectly, Kofi be catch us subliminally
today
or try say
today
or my say yenja 11 seminal. Nenya dey be boy. As someone can find one say, oh, mobile money markets in the whole of West Africa, Ghana and the biggest market. Or can we one can review? Because Baumia is against e-levy. I am telling you today.
today
Baumia is against e-levy.
today
On pay e-levy.
today
Baumia as a person on pay e-levy.
Pacho, Captain, and you're the head of the
economic management. I yourself, man. Sir President Pet him some should fix dollar and cedi no talk no. Nani din.
I mean, can you believe this?
Yeah.
So what I say? Intino on pay e-levy. What's here in some no kwaka any na say MPP for that na say me who say no be na finance minister da. Otum say no akwa ne baby okọ no. Wonya won mo di nyansa beto de o ka no pepepa ba o me bra yi. To was na kwaka de o kan ni na yi. Kan na to was tena se. Na gye no ho be hu say no. Obie kuro nani ma yehu problems na wo ho no pa say wo munye hui. Ba ni panti ase because I brofo. Am ya na kasa.
Kukurudu.
Me ti ade no wi am say krofo yi hu ya. Kayama ba omi anko kasa.
Fellow Kukuruda.
Because edru Ghana yeka interest e work no so a ye tua. Besia ya bro. Ene enema ye ntimi fa besia ne nyoye na. Wantie ho ne ye. Onso no ampa na onye okasa na. Ya na okasa osoro. Onso wanye.
Fellow Kukurudites.
Ose. Okolo battery. Onso etada okasa na awusu ne tiri kakra. Onso wanye.
Today,
And for the very first time, Kofa Baumia videos ni nyina Fato Pentecost Convention Center. Lecture no ho. Ube hu say, na we this serious bi, menim say mu ya. Na we this serious bi, asa onyakura nka obe pia podium lesson chamber bi, na waka de opesa oka. Na ne abre. The reason number 1, yes share no, so onye sa ade no. 2, Ayana Crawford, Obepe president entity, or person Casadan Crawford who say economy no nje mu debi nya president oped intra.
today, you don't hear it.
And Crawford de ya de ba me kasa just ujaf. Ese koda kokasa.
Today, you don't hear it.
And what do you see me say from about 3 hours lecture no to Boase onyaya nkoko Pentecost University mum. No ja Pentecost Convention Center. Because sad dying no Pentecost as so for crowd what tibru wo guru sad dying no ho dying be pina won. Because to me a this as can buy me this is sad dying no ye njira mu ntwantro.
You get it?
Untimi njira sad dying because empire called dying mu da wo bia no untimi njira sad dying mu ndintro. Say na no pede musa Pentecost mpani for say NDC for so ba say say omu hia. Abeka the state of the economy. Yedebema wana.
You get it?
Yedebema wana.
That's $1 million question.
Pentecost and penny from Busamo. Chamayamche. Uni General Secretary. Labi. Any astronomer back no say the Dunsu was a day. Yes, you can yet any this Pentecost Convention Center.
You get
Any MPP ska. Se NDC for so ba say mon fa ho ma yen ne fan Ghana for so be economy na koduru a mo be ye se mo ya e wo implication mo anya e wo implication ye kofa aman ye gitum mo yi asoro no make sure say partisan politics ye yi asoro no free members can become political but we should make sure say ye hwie asore no enkofra political drum ne munso da wo munum enkofra sama mara yen ne kede ba me meka yenye careful ni
Captain, good morning.
Oni minimum sama beka
And mention your funny. My fellow panelists here.
Bad boy.
But Captain, so from the starting, some catcher say
The people
were asking to fix this cannot, will not, and do not know how to fix it. From the very beginning, I've said this, and Captain, every time we see what's happening. But my question would be, and go see that thing. That Ben to when? I mean, we can't continue like this. There's no future in what we are dealing with. But Captain, so what's your leadership? Me who and I said me say obi enya PhD in leadership that. There's no school on earth obeko say okwakoji degree in leadership. There's nothing like that. And see, at what point do we begin to delude ourselves? Say, so obi bow say or your PhD wine doctor wine, then it means they are competent enough to lead. I've never been able to marry the two. Because again, me who say obiaji PhD or leadership. I've not seen that before. But a track record nature says someone can be a leader. And yes, sir, a long time. And it's assumed say the person doesn't go anywhere like that. There be, but they're very peculiar qualities. On someone can say this guy is and I say this man or woman is a good leader. Back when they say you're supposed to be able to put people together. They say leadership is your ability to leverage the strengths of people to change positively the socio-economic conditions. And yes, sir, we are doctor and now we are the best economists. No, but it's your ability to be able to bring the best doctors, the best economists, the best teachers, bring all of these people together so we can develop the country together. That is the number one essence of leadership. And yes, sir, Obika brought for too much. And now our both degrees, 5 or 6 degrees, and see the person is automatically a good leader. No, that's not the problem. And see, when we say for the very long time, at least in the beginning of this Fourth Republic from 92 up to today, when we say leadership has been a very, very big issue in Ghana. So you had so-called leaders in Ghana, but the impact on the life of the ordinary man on the streets has never been affected positively. DBR gets worse every time. Now, saying in 2020, Issa War, University of Ghana, about almost say statistics show say 9.2 million Ghanaians can't afford 5 cedis worth of food a day. And this is not getting better, it's getting worse. I'm sure say this is 2020. Say and then yes, our research
15 million Ghanaians can't afford 5 cedis a day.
I won't be surprised. Say half of the population right now will be there. And if we've had so-called leaders, every 4 years we have a change of leadership in this country. Since 92 up to today, nothing has changed. What criteria are we looking for? Say, this is a mark of leadership, and that would inform our choices when we go to the ballot paper. We've not decided as a people said this is exactly what we want. And I say, whoever comes to put on a very good show for us, then we follow the person. And then and do 4 years simple. Within a year or two, then we realize, say, oh, big mistake. Now you have to start trying for the next 4 years to go and do lottery voting again. But Captain, again, this is a time where we have to change stuff because we cannot continue this way. Innocent actually on some issues, or say every time on blame me, every single issue on on COVID-19, the Ukraine-Russia war. And again, that's the mark of incompetence and bad leadership. Because Captain, leadership is about solving problems. And he said, problem bar, it's a challenge, yes, but it's an opportunity to exhibit your leadership skills. And I would have expected, say, they would have taken on the challenge, say, yes, COVID about, but that's the challenge for us to show our leadership capacity. Until we would solve the problems to show, say, yes, we are problem solvers. But everything that comes up now, the excuse now for COVID. So say, yes, this is the reason why we're having these problems. But what are you doing to fix those problems in there? Then they can't come and say anything. Then they'll go and give big English. Now, the ratios, statistics, will come out and try to deceive people. But Captain, again, it is an opportunity for you to show, say, yes, indeed, you're a problem solver. And so, yes, Ukraine, Russia war now, yes, it has disrupted the logistics chains and all of those. It's supply chains and all this have been interrupted. Can't do anything about it. That is a mark of incompetence. But again, we are the people who go to the ballot paper every 4 years. These two political parties. At what time will we say enough is enough? And when will we proper, clearly defined criteria say this is what we are looking for to elect the next government into power? And in fact, Captain, I said this so many times. Okay, I said the very first time, fix the country, we're using these your seats. No, I said something about the vote of no confidence. Captain, before the show ended, my own people within the organization were bashing me for making that statement here. Oh yes, and I'll say it with no reservation at all. Say I didn't think Marco can say there's something called the vote of no confidence and that we can remove any government or anything. And I'm saying no, I want the people to understand what the people's power is. Say if you have the power, you can decide to remove any government that comes.
Exactly.
You give it to them. Captain him say Pakistan, vote of no confidence. On president. Because on president Abba, say he's not serving the interests of the people. And if we give you the power to come into. I mean, we give you the mandate to come into power, and you're not doing what is supposed to be done for the people. Why do we keep you in there when we can remove you? And Pakistan say, yeah. And it's very interesting with the Pakistan system. When we say out of their political history, only 3 governments have been able to complete their term in office. They'll remove you because they give you the power and they can't allow you to just do anything you want to do. And if you do anything that goes contrary to the interests of the people will remove you with their power. And this is something I wanted Ghanaians to understand. Sir, democracy is ruled by the majority. And if the last population census say over 60% of the population are youth, how is it that, sir, the majority of the people have been removed deliberately from any governance institution? Constitution says, only 40 years, to be in the president. So only 21 years, to be in core parliament. But yes, still, almost say, where the 18 there, you can vote for parliamentary candidates, you can vote for the presidency. I mean, where's the logic here? And see, they believe, sir, you're of sound mind, you can make decisions as to who's the best candidate to run the affairs of the country, but you cannot make decisions as to how to run the country yourself. I mean, how is this even a democracy? And see, the constitution itself has removed the majority of the people from participating directly in governance only because of age and not competence. And even by that, the constitution is saying, it says, would be between 60 and 65, you've gone on retirement. But that same constitution will give people the leeway, say, Obi over 70 years to run a whole country. Now, Captain, how does it work? Say, Obi running a small company, maybe one employee, 20 or 30 people. You say, with the 60 or 65 years, you're not able, you're sharp enough to run that small institution into Kojiwa. Now, say, the Obi over 70 years, you give him the whole country, say, the person should be able to manage the country and manage it effectively. How does this even marry? How do you even marry the two together? And see, Captain, yes, we as a people have to get serious. It's about time we take this critical decision. Say, one, what is the criteria for selecting leadership? And what should be the substances in that leadership position? What are the objectives and roles of leadership? And so be bad or say, the person be the president. It's nice. What is it that you're going to do for the people? How are you going to change it? And now you say, oh, Baba, my empty promises. So, Captain, no. If you come and tell us, say, oh, Baba created jobs, oh, Baba CC factories and all those things, we have to ask you critical questions. So the very first thing you have to do in building factories, and some where is your energy coming to power those things? Where are you going to? What is your policy for energy generation? What are you going to do about that? As I said, all these factories who are those going to work in those factories? Your labor force. How skilled are they? And how is the training going to be like? And then about what radio say, I'm going to launch CVT vet, and the Commission for Vocational Training. Almost say they are partnering with China to roll out some training programs for technical. No, and I like the initiative, but Captain, not proper consultation or planning has gone into that initiative. And see, I would have expected, say, if we could not run free SHS for the whole country, we should make technical training schools free. So that is where you get your skilled labor to build the basis of the economy. In Anka, those sectors should have been where we put all the scholarships and all the freebies there, so people can go and acquire those skills quickly, so we can use that to develop the country. But yes, it will be administrative then you give the person free scholarship to go and study those. When we don't even have those factories and those administrative centers to manage here. And see, I'm hoping, I commend government for that initiative they are rolling. But again, if no proper consultation has gone into that policy, within the next year, we realize that it's not sustainable because we've not thought about how the money is going to come in to support those initiatives. I know they're enjoying, but for the pomp and pageantry of launching an initiative, you're call ceremony to say, you're launching program. But as to the sustainability of that initiative, nobody's asking those questions. And then again, I sat with my brother here, say, journalists who are supposed to do those jobs, to ask the critical questions, they'll go with their cameras and go and capture the event. But questions and answers period, no one is going to ask, say, what is the sustainability program for Army policy for this program? How are we going to sustain it and make sure that the future generations are going to enjoy from this policy on the media platforms? Captain, anyone running now?
Yeah, I know journalists and say you come be an issue and you smart. Hey, in your hard view.
Because you're asking the critical question.
Yeah. Keeping government accountable. Captain, in rounding up. I want to touch on the Galamsey issue because maybe radio station, but almost say Ghana Water Company has shut down some of their treatment plants because
I've heard Omoka.
Yes, someone who says about out they have to talk about it. Kind of journalism we are left to right now. But I must say, Galamsey has come out again. But Captain, this is a very interesting thing. And again, this will go to our security agencies because anka obia koka asem no down will come Rambo style say ya baba chiomo. But to gather intelligence and use that intelligence to stop some of these things, I know there be.
Men can be bincho.
Pachoka.
Men can be bincho.
Pachoka.
About Galamsey and security. Can the pound mean Chigalamsey Nibia? Dampare Usru. And I'm saying this on TV. Chief of Defense Staff Usru. Because party, executives need to Galamsey.
Party Yaska, okay, Sasem no.
Wow. Enti se ukọ Galamsey site na ansa na police fo be kwa koduru ho no na ya fra won se ene ye ba mo site enti monko no mo amfiri Galamsey site wan ko na ukọ chi won a wonam kwan mu no na ya fra wo se ja won
order from above
police fo so nyan kwasiafo soldier fo no mo nyan kwasiafo enti aban beto fuel egu cab no di tuo mu dudu asen kom no wabedru site so obechew na ochewa na ya frɛ no na ya kware no behind the scenes into your bar what the 5,000 ne mana no ko say Galamsey site no politicians ne dia party chairman party women organizers general secretaries organizers women organizers one of them to Galamsey no enti de Ghana water ye no ye ne ye hu na mane keke look Minister of Lands and Natural Resources the deputy adent on it takwa Galamsey say for ko asase ho adenta what's the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources for woman him say Galamsey ya go so adan no mo da license for small scale mining small scale mining ye met bibia ofia o forest nim no mko adan tin yes ama say ya share that system din yes for community mining now the same ministry no any minerals commission as certify no wakwa akotu eti yentu ya dwunim hwe Galamsey fight manu me ho sam de me ho jim
report me say almost ma nipa 3,500 small scale miners your mom almost scholarship to do training in mines university
training mayor ma men chawa de China o gold ontu but on the champagne abesi wunso so no tu we are no gold do or the konikrom na wakwache Ghana ni na we are China ni no be say nsu no wagya no Asha ho a okọ yesi ni kunu ya Ghana ni or a politician okọ
this is painful
enti say wo hwe ne saa wo be kasa Ghana security for no ye weak wo mo nya weak ye wo man ya obie ni wo job security o man ya yetimi obi o ya abandwuma bia ni security it is so a teacher ni na the school die nye no koka na ya transfer no na Ghana Education Service penny for afre no na ya interdict no na ye yi na di say teacher kodyo it teacher ni bia de suro ani hu na di teacher we are nurse the same thing police ni ye be ma so sire police ni bia so mpesire na ya amount transfer enti enye wo part wo Galamsey na wo tu na de be na wo MC create me to the incest wo mama ya transfer and indeed na ya transfer no me wa Ashanti region na KMA boss bi na the girl na nam or driving basabasa and a soldier native military motor so and okwa crossing no obusa na say adent na wo drive so say wonnim say me KMA boss no so ye KMA boss nti wo mu ade memma ya transfer na ni ba de ho so no okwa apram do
really
yes no be an kan che this CEO episode obama ya tena homa so Emre bi abese ko ho ba bi. Ye ni ba ye ho soro no. Na DCOP no ahoma na akofom so ampa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Enti enye se security phone ntimi o.
No, yeah, true.
But o mu soro.
Yes.
Opa ba da pare se na ni ade. Ya boje na sopa. Da pare so ye be ma. Omo wura galamsey side so kocheche before ye galamsey. One be frame na apese egu na ase.
You get it?
Captain, and to yeah. And see, Galamsey issue no. Captain said no citizen can sell gold without the Mineral Commission's approval.
Oh sure.
And see, one simple question: Galamsey or Motutu gold no? Where do they take the gold to? Motu gold no? Here no they call because to me, no individual can sell gold in Ghana without the Minerals Commission's approval. And he said Galamsey are illegal, granted. Or legal mining. So gold no what they call him for. That's a very critical question we have to answer. So where do they take the gold after they've mined it illegal? Where do they send those gold to? The report that came from CDD almost say Galamsey monies go to sponsor elections. Almost say as a person the president and Kofi, I'm sure you're aware of this. Almost say only $100 million US before you can run for presidential elections in Ghana. And CDD reports say most of these monies come from the illegal mining sector. That they steal the money from this side and they use that to support certain candidates in political campaigns. And see, with all this information out there, why can't
$100 million
Yes.
here MPP ni NDC wa bem.
Okay.
Okay.
Our
But we
foundation.
But we a new political party. You need $205 million as when to be on winning election. MPP in 2008 spent $112 million in 2008 with 414 double-decker Nissan pickups. Still, we lost. It is CDD4 report of $100 million. No, Enyejuma. Because in 2020 elections, MPP printed almost 12 million T-shirts. Okay. NDC printed 16 million T-shirts. Sabako cry 5 cities, I say.
So once you're talking about 12 million.
What is it? That is how useless we have rendered our politics. To go look for the money, irrespective of where and how. Nafagumtene assembly member kurano. And so Kobobesia, they call contest the elections.
100,000.
Anyway.
Captain, yeah, this is where we are. But again, to the youth of to say how we have the majority party, we are the majority constituency in Ghana. If that will be the case, democracy is the rule of the majority. It's about time that we take up the responsibility to do what needs to be done. We can't be pushing this thing to, excuse my language, by retirees. Say, before anyone can rule or lead us properly, I say only above 60 and go. No, we've changed that dispensation. This is a new dispensation of the youth. Sir, it's about time we put to them that we are capable of managing our own affairs. And if we be the majority of the country right now, it means we have to take up responsibility to fix this country. Captain, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. And yes, even in 2014, KNUST SRC president to be Kopeno was spending 140,000 Ghana cedis 2014. The Minister of Agriculture. Patrol, last chance travel and tours. Semi and country of Sebo morning. Say said there, and you may see Kono. Baby, I bet me do Tiafa compared to my patrol. Now do Tiafa now. Now, almost services may include visa assistance, air ticket, and reservation. Ghana High Kurano person already playing the free and crying Kumase, any idea. And I just say one adequate. I come back Cape Coast Airport, no 2024 embassy. Hand to Adrenim. Not fair, no tone chain. Almost all my bombardier dinkita home pa. Last chance travel and tours. Almost Canada. One more in human kitten be hobbit me akoyebi warehouse juma general farm work production work general labor now omope one a bit me aye packaging so come and so you do beko and I say New Zealand so hotel juma construction more mote accounting kakran so momesenko Estonia restaurant juma construction kakra driver for and so no mo betimi aye labor adwuma kakrakra mo betimi akobi saa so na Portugal and so delivery fanema free ha fa kwa ha no so benya bi aye benya kwa adwuma kakra ye wo Singapore so restaurant adwuma ne construction. Turkey benya hotel restaurant adwuma na construction adwuma bi in Dubai so a driver for skilled labor countries are between entry or tourist visa and could be Austria, Denmark, Italy, USA, and UK. Your office no one Kissiman Junction were close to My Life Insurance. Offer 0553 985 2000. So Kumasi or Kenya say Duasi new site were behind page 4. Offer 0543 569 565 968. Yabejo so Grace Gifts Herbal Clinic and so Yarabia etete one of Modiana Bessin na yemfanko say diabetes, say hepatitis A, B, C, D, and E, typhoid, ulcer. Yarabia etete one of Modiana Fabra, Yebe shop fine. Ofe was 0244 126 123. Yabejo was so do. Yawo and Haya Achimota Petroleum Banglo Hona opposite Family Life International School. And a Kumasa so Oshim School Hona Junction Hall or Barakesi Quina so a Boakofodia Begawo Station 1 so Ubenya Yang. And no Edanche Oba Spaghetti a 100% semolina na with the wheaty pa a heavy and quadape and berwape and quacrafope obiape Adenabama Wapomudino SCP Nesita and check na nane wa yam na ankotim ma wo yam ntim bebi aye ton eniam bia e wo dwabia mu no obenya bi ato e wo mem han nyina odopi Herbal Center so e wo ho de kire se ahade eyani ye hwe ne yi pa na ye ma wadro num ye mfa bibia ngu ani no so eye bibi container kitwa bi obi wani se ho se ya na wo hwe ade ne sa na problem bia e wo ani ne so no na ekomia makoho mia makoho ubie wani se ya omo mankesi ma ya omodi anafako yarenka akari na nso wo de kwa wo mbehwe fine wo from 0244 489 946 yabeje wo so dodo Zoe Fertility and Alternative Medical Center so ede fertilizer plus no ede aba na eno ebeboa ye na wawo mu hawo nyina no etumi esisi ama emanom ebeman so enom aya na ema no hormones ne bi o hwa nche na ye CBD menopause na etetew omodi ya na nya binom netumi abalance hormones ne kama ye ede ama bebi etondro bi ade ebi ewo ho o 0205 36 14 ya beje wo so fine pa na wo honam ba bi abu wate ahwe na kofika se ye ma me no mmerwa ne nkwakora no ade ekum wo mo pa se wate ahwe na ne sisi abu ana ne ti abofom se ebi a wo ya abrante wo ti no ampapa ya ebekum nkotodwem abobo bi wate ahwe gota bi wo dware taso so se kikirigu ama wo hia eye elephant herbal ointment ni bi na wo de atwitwi so ho beto kama na for elephant herbal mixture so and so ewo ho aya na koko na wo yam ne de nyina no ebe ye fio na Flexon 600 herbal mixture no we AA Sadiq Herbal Center fundro ni bi elephant ointment ni elephant herbal mixture ni bi o 0244 153 511 ye beje wo so dodo na fe ne kwakwa na sa fiber na how they are a Rainbow Scientific Herbal Clinic na ubekwakoto odotoba na nkasa ewo ho doctor yi obeboa oyi e ma wo ho atimi ato fibroid no ma wadro num wotena fidie ni mu na anane na ade bi sɛ wafuru so na wo ho atimi ato wunua ba wo yere wo mpena fibroid tete no bese ne yemfa ne kɔ Route 69 junction wa Assemblies of God asɔre ho na e wa Showman Estate na Nungua Cold Store junction ho na e ben Royal Park mesrɛw omode ya na frɛ e wo 0242312571 na yenje wo so yeda na ye ho aba mpatwa e ba beto so.
It's a daybreak. Thank God we are awake. This is the king of morning shows. Don't waste your time anywhere anymore. Listen to the king of morning shows. This is Captain Smart.
GH boy.
No crap, okay, never our area. We hinted, which are the down crumpet. Seven, when him was here, no share, go papa. A year by the side, your bread. I send this up what they mean as the people. I come my time, I have to be done so. Now, many PhD. Only being pa na odini kakra where my coffee dance so from my name. School so say I say what bread. Any owo dey ka. Now we on my media I am to share the pan say coffee nya potre na hwe ye you go so to phone kata se na arrange the befre we fi amano ne sada no ye befre wo no coffee na me pa sada na wo be ba bruchire we ma coffee da so akoma to ne yem se pa a cheche bia wo na fe arrange ono so be pa bruchire oni amachi o abehwe busia ya bwana
Yeah, cool. Na ya sew, Jenny Passewa, come for him. I tell you, young boy, and a year in a bottle. Yeah, cool. Na ya sew, yeah, cool. Na ya sew, Jenny Passewa, come for him. I tell you, young boy, and a year in a bottle.
GH boy.
All right. Yakwaya Yasayaba. Na Honorable Kandapai, Minister of National Security on Cabinet. And a list of cabinet ministers by me. More. Communications Minister. Need one cabinet minister's name. Wow. So listed by. And let's say ministry, cabinet ministries. Yeah, sure. Or say, Oshia judge fool. No, Kasa. Say, on mine the way ya tembu na kwaye say. Yet say, a buying na di asimesia back court. National security na di asimesia back court. Na judge for no hope, change na person would di asemana ma buying. Na Debia no abaibia ba na justice na tilt towards abaino. Na ama national security for adwuma na ye din. Adentra enkrofo de mra no ahye won sem. Dentra o masafa mra na ahye won sem o say. Se nipa no wanfa mra na ahye den sem a onim se. Ye mbu atentre ne. Na Okase bia bigidi yese party ni mpanifo omu di kanda patam wo kire ho.
You get it?
Ose ba yemre kakra ni ruling sa bani na no NDC fo no wo complaints. Complain wo ebobom ntokro na ntokro na wo bobo mu nso no ntokro no tim se eye ntokro a eye genuine ntokro. Eti enam santi no ebema se se ya na 10 aten no bekwa. E de owie ebebre kofi kakakra na Ivan kakakra na kakakra 10 na yewi aka 25 minutes yenche
abusiafo me de ohaw asem pa na yereba beka ho asem na Ghana fo ahwemi na no edi yesremo sei baby oman na du no enye politics bio baby oman na du no sei yere ka say there will be a continuum of existence. Oh, say yen so yebenya some decency of life say ye Ghana fo na ye de atena oman mu nipa rebre wo Ghana nipa rebre papa wo Ghana mofra ne mpanyimfo ne mmea wan neglect won young social structure based and predicated on ethics and morality ni na degenerate to extent be as say no ding say we betumi ama so because bibia ye sika sana yenua ni captain rekan ne ni nso rekan he we say see here 100 million captain crowd we say 205 million and sana ya relevant in political space no to come and serve you dear na kire say sika na yeri nya bida na yetumi dia be serve mo but ne ye pese ye be ye no ye pese ye ba na ye be som ye ba enye promises me say there be eye say Ghana fon so adubiri ayen so ye be hwe yen ho kakra na ye benya nimdie ye benya the dignity of life enye yen fa na say ye mofra nso etete computers anim wako school wan hye won school ntare na worry elevate through the stages wo be matriculate na wo be wie wo benya nyuma ye na yen kobobosia na yen kosre na yen kopachew adan ne ya ye yen ho kwa sa eyi ne ye na ya self-inflicted pain na ye dia mayen ho because ye decide say ebinum beko NDC ebinum beko MPP ye de power no a share criminal organizations nsa mesremo edubrea sika or no sika moma ye nan Ghana abrochirifo a mohwe yen a mo sabi onyankopon aboa mo a motumi ye adwuma na munya sika kakra mo meboa yen na dwumadi a yesomu no you adekwari kwancha defa eye nketwe ya kofigranting.com momoa yen na saa atapanyi na atakakra fui ye gya won no wasan beso adi mu 2024 a opanyin mahama adwene sika ensa ani adwene a essay ade no rintumi nye adwene ne nsa a adwene ye.
You get it?
You I get it.
If you don't get it, forget about it.
Inti niere can say mumma yensa Ghana dynamic. Ye pese ye be somo. Ye pese Ghana fo kanen so eda won akoma so wo penwuma. Ye pese ye mofre ni diye. Billions upon billions of treasure unyankopon dia mayeno. Ye pese ye responsible fiduciaries of sag niamana unyankopon dia mayen because young resources na finite at some point in a besa so ye moaboa yen ho ye nti ye sremo momoa yen na NDC ne NPP mo na mo ma won power yen na ye ma won power no yen nyimfi won sem ne emfa mo bi opeso ba no besom yen ye da mo ase muntie na supem na momoa yen na sei eresei aseye du baabi a eye ni wu eye ahometew what ye da mo ase.
All right, Ivan.
Yeah, Captain, I think Mecca the National Security Minister and kind of was I think it's an observation so sample public opinion in Ghana is one of the impression that you gather. Makase on my yeti we can get a bastardized executive, and already the executive is bastardized because we had near money decisions now say take here. There are many who believe that the executive has turned out to be something like a tip on cost where they don't even think about the people. They are just engaging in excesses, blowing our monies away. If you go to parliament, that is the second arm, the legislature. Due to the partisan nature, extreme partisan nature of the house, there are a lot of people who have lost confidence and trust in the house. Are they ever the crucial and the critical interest of Ghanaians, the ordinary Ghanaian? Parliament will not consider. It is always about themselves and partisan consideration that will always be pushed to the forefront. And I heard the recent comedies I am unfolding in the house where it only gives you some sense of justification. Say indeed, Parliament and institution on a good day, you bet him the near to say on best serve the interest of the ordinary people, even though they are there to represent the people. But one organ, to me, bastardized, the judiciary. Because we have a democracy, the arms of government, the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. Executive a hanging and a legislature a hanging, but the judiciary is supposed to be firm, resolute in dispensing justice and ensuring public confidence in the institution grow. Yes, we are coming from a background that Yakochi judges or Mojiji appointed and so ordinary, and the impression the ordinary Ghanaian have about the judiciary, it's nothing to write home about. So you expect them to do things that are gender confidence. But if we get to a period where consistently people have cause to complain about the nature and the kind of decisions coming from no other place than even the Supreme Court. Now, among for expresses such concerns and grievances, I know that threatens the foundations of our very democracy. And that is a fact. So I agree with him because it is not about you sitting at the Supreme Court now the Pongo now will dispense justice in the way you want, and you think that the law is at the bosom of the judge and he just decide to dispense it at any harm. You should look at the integration, how the people out there perceive the so-called justice with dispense, and how they embrace it, because how they embrace it and how they accept it, that is justice. It is not about how you sit, because anybody on a good day can judge his judgment wrong. You understand that? Because you know what goes into some of these things. But at the end of the day, a very consistent streak where people are able to pontificate at intellectual loopholes in the ruling that are coming from the Supreme Court. For instance, registration, Ghana card. Ghana card, yes, you have a passport and concoje. Passport, yes, what the birth certificate, but me passport. Yes, I mean, birth certificate. This is a glaring and intellectual loophole. You don't need to solve the Pongomi for you to accept this. This is a clear-cut common sense you expect people to appreciate. So it's a consistent streak. And among for award and as a point grievance, it will get to a time nobody will go to court. People will prefer say they are than to go to court because they will not get justice. And then public confidence. So judge in the US and other places, they are appointed by individuals. Now not the blacks in the US Supreme Court. Biden appointed, Trump by or Paki Nipa don't go Supreme Court. Nishu no buy no free service on Babuana, but I know the day Obianfino. It is about your conviction as a judge, because Obiduwa set by the nature and the arrangement, and we are then president by appointed. But you have to just hold allegiance to your convictions and the people. Be firm and resolute in defending justice. But Oba, now we are on the lap. Like a lapdog of power. You are just tied to the apron string of power and they just maneuver you just to do the excesses. At the end of the day, you create tension. On mine, and Supreme Court, the ruling Babontia, people will treat the ruling with impunity, and that is where disorder and chaos started. That is where pandemonium, your friends say, among that kind of your friends have misconception as for you may be doing right things all right, but the kind of public confidence perception among for or toward this particular political line is to further a particular partisan interest. And as for I'm telling you, we'll get to a time election petition where the Supreme Court, people will not care about what the Supreme Court will say. I'm for arm themselves, and then we create a state of disorder. And if you're a judge and you're sitting at the Supreme Court, you should know, sir, I'm for respect, man. And the job that you are doing, your allegiance is to the state and to law and order, dispense justice, irrespective of Babia Wujina. Now I'm for any confidence. Then lower court no crown and I'm for any these kinds of impression, because and Kenya worry by the apex court, the Supreme Court, where national security court here be the court, but you have a so nipa ya detaining no. The any say your money bail, I know the day nothing. It's about the judicial institution, why I'm for expect to say you better dispensing justice, I'm for your confidence in hope, losing the integrity, losing the dignity. Another day we lose everything. You understand? So I think people must be rational. I name my for team, they are very, very critical, because I know inform the kind of perception and opinion that they have. You may see that the Supreme Court, what they ruling, but in your thoughts, you think it's a very nice ruling, it's fair, but how the people appreciate it, how they accept it, that is the most crucial thing. So they must do their things in such a way. Say, we had a kind of commentary that are going on Supreme Court. As a researcher, just go out there, sample public opinion about the Supreme Court. There are a lot of people who tell you, say, recent rulings coming from the Supreme Court, that is the public opinion, the kind of impression people have about the Supreme Court. You can't do anything about it. So it is incumbent on them just to do everything to change the narrative, to change the kind of perception people have. Sabaya, that we are friends saying that sense of neutrality na man for free say people we have man for
that's what I say interview they say over the years you were MPP judges, you were DC judges, and shade be yes sister obi kaso obeye ku a treasonable offense. You can't try that person over the lower court. Oliver, you didn't quite then or district court. Now, you didn't call anyone say only locus no, only jurisdiction of it to be here, case no, but on your jurisdiction the remandano.
Yeah, that is another thing.
Yeah, the abaya be a quadrina judge be an him. One way didn't call an yen charging Nipano and proceedings a cost or court
without a charge.
On what hard?
Yen charging.
Wow.
But Judge Beman catch and say, yeah, in her own interest, to say on Korean charge. No, I don't know one country depend say for case now they are by a big man, San Fakona quite charge. No, now San Fanabra.
Anka way, Anka American, they'll throw it out. What might even be there? They'll throw it out. They'll dismiss it right there. The judge will dismiss it.
And what was you buy the jumpy bill? No jumpy bill now, Konya and the buy no. What charge?
They will dismiss the case.
You see, in the morning, kitten be what? Yes, sir. Me makasa the only idea you was to say the judiciary.
Yeah.
And innocent can the same thing. To say your justice system ni bugum say bro, you're
dead.
Na kandapa obey national security minister wakan some mienu. Wabua buying partners are buying microphone betia, Muntian ye no monfadi. The first national security report about interest say unemployment at the Basabasababa Ghana. That's what kind of statement in the year or part from 2021 to 2023. Unemployment be increase na increase at the Basabasa. Because unemployment in Ghana no a national security threat. What can we? If you don't can the pastor kasa or say the way our justice no are tilted towards government no. A beman who afford the marana shall say no why you dear wope. Tis a way I buy ya. Bidabia me count. I dare be and so be the president. That woman so or my better tapasam. It's a wakwabi. No, Kumase.
I don't know.
Yeah, radio discussion say Fox. Your friend is Saint. And I say Professor Mills, the name say chimpanzee.
I don't know.
Odidi Mills at Tempoto. And a police for Befado. Then you had the part. Yeah, training my security for Befado if you Fox FM studio didn't pay. A call police station or my charging away. Bibia. And a call fear crab say. One we son said, they seen a man and describe a president, sir. And the president himself called.
Wow.
There, one we son there, about Jennifer no button trim. About the no said that me ya, me intra. Or say me him there. Uswe, name him. Na me nimu dasa fancy ya come on kefren uswe. Maintain that, Professor Mesna Mamte. And I say, baby, or a teacher, yes, I have a school feeding. The school home quadani, na de bia, or moko break or momarium. Na be seen school feeding, no. DC na ka wakaso obi amfi. E kwan so e da hono so de be go school so e kwan so nye papa. So try adin dey say, ye nye nipa omudi yen so. Into no the kind. I say, if that is the reason, let him go free. and go and fix for my Swakwaino. And order, yes, bizarre. I mean, bizarre.
Yes. That's leadership.
But anyway,
yeah, Captain, to wrap up here. Again, to the youth, Captain, you better me run a quick social experiment, but with the emphasis say all the 4 of us here, you were different political parties, you were different ideological backgrounds, so 4 different people, but all of us can agree, say, every youth of Ghana deserves to have quality education. I know there nobody can argue on that. Yeah. All of us would agree, say, all the youth deserve to have good accommodation. I know there nobody can argue with that. Same for education, same for jobs and all of these things. And see, irrespective of your political backgrounds, your affiliations, no, there are certain key issues. We agree on those issues. Say, all of us deserve to have those things.
Absolutely.
And see, to the youth of Ghana, it doesn't matter your political affiliations. So your MPP, NDC, PNC, all of those, it doesn't matter. The NYN said the youth deserve to have certain things. One of this, to have quality education, to have quality healthcare, to have access to accommodation, to have jobs, and to have job security. These are things that cut across your political divide. And see, the time has come, like Kofi Khan here, say, you just have political issues, no. Your partisan affiliations, you can hold on to them. But say, basa critical issues, say, the things we need as youth, we can't argue on those things. We need to come together to do this. Captain, to wrap up, only say corruption is a misdemeanor per the laws of Ghana today.
Oh, sure.
And see, why are we even surprised that corruption is going on? Because Nipa says here, and the charge on him is corruption. You didn't call court, it's a misdemeanor. And he said, I'm a few months time in service time. Now,
free prison.
Of course. But say you bet our laws alone and make it a capital offense. And Captain, we can stop corruption tomorrow morning. And if it is made a law, says I will back public office, and you still even exceed, it will be execution. And Captain, corruption will be a thing of the past.
But me now, Sena Faming Cow said Dr. Sharp Herbal Center say, Bomodiana Brana, why we in Sasa and Sunday Tramfonia, Obo better the teddy about spiritual marriage, Susuma Wade, maybe some person who Samayan and Homba. Said in enmity, Bossoman and Homba, the enmity saying, sound ben, I have Bossoman and Homba, or your spiritual marriage, you know, so soon be wawa, Uba, Bejeffrey, a drab mine, I say fornication, a drab mine, and to Uba Jamine, fee. Uba Jamine, Uba to us here. The Jamine Mentias here, sir. Oh, again, and there's a way and a Jamani idea. Ada Dr. Sharp, but next week, man, a Jamine, and also be to us, and they say Jamai to us, and then Solomon, King Solomon. A Jamaya Quakra will bore Bible, my dash a Bible, Nimono, and yet Jamai Ketua. Elijah and plan across over to Solomon and Jamai. What it? Two by Jamaya caught by in two farm. A trend idea Obomodia, Yabakona Fia to Nama, Wakuma Muya, Yana, when diabetes is how, but say, Uncle, diabetes is crying, Jamai, or quite a bit to amount. Between if you order about $5.
But your dollar, between $1 and who be my
dollar.
There's a city name called.
I had a person make a so Penny Duncan Williams to grab on price $1.90. You got it? Oh, the city. I don't grab $1.90.
Jokers.
You don't need prayer to save this country. You need brains, Asa. You don't need God to get rich. At the point where my cousin, you don't need God to get money.
Captain, I see you should just on that.
You don't need God to get money. And
religious, yeah.
Suffer here, there, I say, more for them, more suffer. Remember, Yarea, or say, your mumpire, Yansabene. Say a bumpire, Messicaba, your question question, we are young to offering. Your mumpire, Messican fish room, I say, City, before you, mother. You got it? My man, I no cry, say fish room, but I told them without take a cry. See, by saying I am caught.
Charlie,
by saying I am caught. Dr. Sharp, Beckham. Our Kaswa man from Jashin. One and normally is 0266 14 another 1469. Oh no, the demon chaser. Hey, brah.
On chase CD no my.
But I say demons and principalities.
But I said next week I do have Mr. Dr. Back. I'm not manning on chasing demon now or this city that you know my. I say Dr. Foucault I back clinic and so home Modiana Brian Tree Boasiana yan show ye or syphilis ne gonorrhea ne chlamydia ne other sexual transmitted diseases.
Yeah. Just someone can Ohiana.
Na sikene na the Hidebenya white.
Just oh yeah.
And you are white too.
Oh, answer phone quick.
Oh,
you answer. Eh, some of them quality of life. QOA. Quality of life from quality of life.
Eti Bomodiana Bra na yen show na you to us in fama ya na wuma ye manso kakra hepatitis ni na ne ade no. Bitman and say I am in who so much so much HIV. Me we am damage is in the we have damage COVID in the and I'm catch me. Menjibi. Don't try to convince me say COVID be ja it's no and I is go fashion kono mama mbema nwa ikuru faso bia maso. Se hu sa bibi ni tiwa kwase asem bia be fi abrocha ba bia na kai buku ni age atum. Oh, we are any agenda 111 na afenis no. To be say yanko Dr. Foucault ho na unsa ade na ho. Yendro no Food and Drugs Authority. Agina.
Oh, Ghana.
Edi atum.
Bibi ni kra be de we yasi. Bibi ni kra be.
Offering was 0242. No 0242155935 bejo so. 0242155935. Ebeje so. Maminda Kofi Kranten ase. Independent presidential candidate. I said ni bobo ane ho. Na ope parliamentary seat bi obekwa contesting. So here ready. Obekwa independent this year youth no mum here ready. Me ha me kopesika ba.
Amen.
Me kopesika ba. Na afei say yetimi nya youth no be 275.
Sa.
Be a independent. You one message.
Amen.
You one message. I see a tutum kwakurafo ni bi.
Amen.
Ghana for some say ne second deputy speaker of parliament or your independent member of parliament there 2 MP no.
You get it?
No independent in parliament.
Amen.
Second deputy speaker of parliament or your independent parliamentary candidate. Member of parliament. 8 years rew. Next rew say u 2 MP no be independent kura. Obetwe benya position papa.
You get it?
What me the Aboa constituency. MP so almost some ho nyina mfa so obi ani so.
Say.
Kan mu nyina dibi. Ya dane ye ho aba. Menna Kofi ase na menna Ivan ni ase. Ye mesensha. Ebasia.
It's a daybreak. It's a daybreak. Thank God we are awake. This is the King of Morning Shows. Don't waste your time anywhere,